One of the most common things people write in about here is that they are not appreciated. And beyond that, men complain they're not only not appreciated, they're being nagged, harassed, they're being called names, they're being told they are lazy, or they're being told they're slobs, or they're being told, take out the garbage or whatever. And women love to complain about us. And we are not shown proper appreciation. Now, are there exceptions to this rule? Well, I'm sure there are, but please don't call in, because I know you're out there, and here you call in and say, well, I make my man dinner every night. Fine, okay, you are one of a rare breed, like a dodo bird, okay? There's just not a lot of you out there. The vast majority of women complain, nag, harass, call us names, and by the same token, they are in relationships with us, and they get into relationships with us, and they stay in relationships with us. And the problem is not with us. The problem is with you. And the reason the problem is with you girls is because if you don't like it, I've got two words for you. Get out. If he's a creep, if he's a pig, if he's abusive, if he's a jerk, if he's cheap, if he's lazy, if he doesn't dress nicely, if he leaves skid marks on your bed, or whatever it is that you don't like about him, why'd you fall in love with a guy like that, and why are you still there? And we just commonly accept, because there's so many TV commercials and billboards and magazine ads and what have you that say that men are a bunch of dopes, incapable of feeling, incapable of love, incapable of raising our own children, incapable of doing housework, incapable of figuring out what kind of floor wax to buy or whatever. And the fact is, we just kind of accept the idea that we're just a bunch of dolts. And then you got TV shows like the late lamented Everybody Loves Raymond, or King of Queens, or whatever, where the guy is just a dope. The woman is always brilliant, and the guy is a dope. That's the theme of these shows, and that's what people like seeing. Men portrayed as dopes. But the real dopes are women who stay with men that they complain about constantly. Because what it's all about is not whether we are deadbeats, not whether we are slobs, not whether we don't bathe enough. It is not whether we watch too much sports on TV or we don't make enough money. That's not the problem. The problem is that you married somebody you consider inadequate, and then you, ladies, you stay with those guys. That's the problem. Who's the sick one here? Why do you stay with a man you're unhappy with? I will give you a little personal background on this, and it's more than one relationship, ladies, so if you've ever been in a relationship with me, remember, I'm not talking about just one. I'm talking about a lot of you. How many women complain to me constantly about various things? I'll just give you some of the things they've complained about over the years. Dean's going to type out the list in case I forgot, but believe me, I haven't forgotten. Okay? I work too many hours. I travel too much. Right? I like going to sporting events too much. I like watching them on TV. I like jazz, and I like it playing in the house when I'm home. I don't take enough vacation. I don't travel enough. I don't do enough. I don't do enough around the house. When the phone rings, I don't always answer it. And worse, I've been with women who are suspicious of my activities. I know you're seeing other people. I know it. Here's the part I don't understand. If you feel that way, today is the day to go. Why would you want to spend your life spying on me, like going through my computer or going through my voicemails or going through my emails? If you believe that, why? Women's intuition, they always say how wonderful it is. Why don't you just go that day? If I'm inadequate in so many ways, there's nothing wrong with me. It's you who has the problem because you stay. So the simple words of wisdom I have for women is either shut up or get out. Because when you stay with somebody that you feel the need to nag and control and complain about and be cajoling and negotiating with all the time and trying to come up with compromises, where you have to spy and sneak around and complain all the time. Who's the sick one? Who? It's the person who puts up with it. Many of you may have seen a documentary about me. Don't ask me where to buy it. It's out of print now. You can find it on eBay. It's out there, okay? And in this documentary, there is a scene where I'm sitting in my living room with one of my exes. The one who was my ex at the, well, it was my current wife at the time I did the movie. And she started to complain in the movie about my being, as she said, slightly misogynistic. And, expressed her discontent with a certain amount of things that were going on. And I literally, I was being filmed all the time, so it's not like I was mugging for the camera. I literally pointed to the front door. I said, well, there it is. It's right there. This is the part I don't get. I mean, am I crazy or something here? Why would you stay around and tolerate somebody who is inadequate in some way? And I'll tell you why. It's because women have that belief that we always talk about, that they can change us, that they can change anything. They can do an extreme makeover on friends, family members, houses, and, of course, husbands. Oh, yes. You know, they want us to change, and we just won't. Because you want to know something? I always liked boozing before I ever got married or got into a relationship. I always liked watching sports. I've got a box at the Hollywood Bowl in the summertime for 8 straight Wednesday nights of watching jazz in the summertime. A box. Can you imagine that somebody would complain about that? Actually, I've had complaints about that. Yes, I have a box where you go and you sit with 3 other people, and you bring bottles of wine, and you sit under the stars, and you eat food from the best restaurant in Los Angeles, Patina. And it's like all these famous jazz performers, and you're sitting outside, summertime, late at night, in the Hollywood Hills, in this beautiful natural amphitheater. Wonderful. And I've actually had women complain about this. You know what it means when you complain about that? You picked wrong. You picked the wrong guy. Why is it my fault that you picked the wrong guy? If you don't like that, here are your choices. Stay home, stop complaining about it, or learn to love it. There are no other choices. I still have my box at the Hollywood Bowl. Still have my hockey seats. I still do a radio show, ladies. Yes, I had the one woman who I actually met through the show, yes. She came to a broadcast. She was Colombian. She was hot as a pistol. And then after she got into a relationship with me, she told me she wanted me to retire. You've already made enough money, she said. She wanted me to retire. The main reason she wanted me to, quote-unquote, retire was because women take their tops off when I make appearances and I sign their breasts with a Sharpie, and she didn't like that. So she was not telling me to retire for my own benefit or my own health or my own good. She didn't like it. I'm still signing breasts, and she's moved on to some other person she can complain about. My attitude is complaining about me or nagging me will not work. By the way, I've said those words, boys, and I recommend those to you. Nagging me won't work. If you nag me to do something, I'll do the opposite. If you tell me I'm going to be late, I'm going to slow down so I'll be even later. You shut up. Shut up or get out. I mean, I'm not a controlling individual. You have a choice to leave. You do not have to stay there. I'm not a physical person. I'm not going to get in your face and pummel you or slap you. I'm not like that at all. But you do have a choice. Shut up about it or get out. That's your choice. And what happens with women, and this is what happens, of course, when you get into these marriages where you're stuck and you don't have a prenup and you've got kids and women have you by the balls right where they want to have you. Many of you guys are afraid to say that because you're afraid it's going to cost you money or because you'll really be in hell. I never let myself get into a position where I'm in so deep I can't say, you got 2 choices. Shut up or get out. Those are your choices. Now, honestly, I live alone, and I'm happy living alone. I don't need another person living in my house. I don't. Because every time they do, they complain constantly about everything. Everything I do. They complain. By the way, I had one woman who I dated who didn't like my house. She wanted me to sell my house and move to another house because she said it didn't have good energy. My house didn't have good energy, and I had to sell it. Yes. You know what? You picked the wrong guy. Get out. Shut up or get out. That's right. It's totally amazing to me how many women love to point at the faults of men like me or you and never look at the fault of themselves, which is you picked the wrong guy. You got involved with somebody who's a square peg in your round hole. And then you're upset because he won't change to become what you think he ought to be or what he should have been in the first place. Who's the sick one? Who's got the problem here? Now, there are those of you out there who think merely saying the word shut up or get out makes me a misogynist. I don't agree. It's honest. It's forthright. You are not required to tolerate all of my shortcomings. You can simply go. I'm amazed how many women complain, and then you say, why don't you just leave? They don't leave. They don't. They stay. They continue to stay. You know, if you don't like me, you could leave. And then they don't. Because that's not what they want. They want to change me. They want to change you. That is what they want. That's not the answer they were looking for. Shut up or get out. But it's the answer that I give because I am tired of being told what's wrong with me all the time. You know, it's amazing when women date me, I'm right all the time because I've got money, power, and fame. I'm right. I'm smart. I'm funny. I have a cool job. I'm the greatest guy in the world until they get their hands on my house key. Then suddenly I'm always wrong. I'm stupid. I'm inattentive. I don't know what to do around the house. I don't do anything around the house. I don't know what pot or pan to cook in. On those occasions when I do cook, I'm always using the wrong pots or pans. And I'm always being watched and micromanaged. You know what? That's why I don't want anybody living in my house. Because this is what I get. You know what? You live in your place. Pay your bills. Organize things the way you like them, okay? Put the pots in this cabinet, the pans in that cabinet. You can put your forks and knives in whatever order you choose, alphabetical order, whatever. Okay, and my place is going to be organized the way I like it. And we'll get together once in a while for the few things we do have in common, like effing all night, okay? These are the things we have in common. But I am so tired of being told what's wrong with me. Can I be honest with you? I'm living alone now, so it's not like it's going on right now. It's not. I am tired. I know there's a lot of men out there who are tired of this. I am tired of being told what's wrong with me all the time. I am so defective. No matter what I do, it's wrong. It's not good enough. It's not big enough. It's not small enough. It doesn't go fast enough. I don't move fast enough. I'm not considerate enough. I'm not thinking enough. I'm not creative enough. On holidays, I'm always wrong. I've got bad taste. Oh, yes, I've got bad taste. Of course, I had good enough taste to buy this wonderful house. And then I've got bad taste in how I want to furnish it. Everything I do is wrong. Everything I want to do is wrong. Always wrong. I'm tired of being told how wrong I am, how defective I am, how little I contribute. Tired of that. It's not your problem anymore, girls. I'm living alone now. All of you. I'm living alone. Doesn't mean I don't date. Doesn't mean I'm gay, you wise asses out there. Doesn't mean that. I don't live up on Brokeback Mountain, boys. I'm telling you right now. It just means I don't give anybody my key. I don't give them my ATM card, my credit card. They cannot just enter and leave anytime they choose, and they certainly cannot bring their friends over to stay at my home, or people come in there at my behest when I want them, and then they go. And then they appreciate coming to my house because they come when I want them to be my guest, and then they get out when I want them to get out. Then they talk about what a wonderful host I am and how cool I am. But sure, start living with me and find out what all my faults are, and then continually pillory me about that. Go right ahead. Tell me how wrong I am and how bad I am and how defective I am. And yeah, you keep doing that. Really makes for a nice, intimate relationship when you're constantly belittling the other person and telling them what's wrong with them. No, I know as I'm saying this, boys, I know there's many of you out there who feel this way. I know there's many of you who've had the same thoughts. Some of you are afraid to express them because you're afraid the old battle axe is going to take everything you've ever earned, and that might be a realistic fear for some people. But this is a safe place to come and express your fears and your anger. This is a safe place to come. This program. You have a problem with my theory here, okay? I mean, it's very simple. I have a very simple policy for the ladies. Shut up or get out. Is there anything wrong with that?
Tom. 1-800-5800-TOM.
I've always told myself, don't call Tom and disagree with him. You're going to lose. But here I am.
The Tom Leykis Show.
1-800-5800-TOM. Jamie on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom.
Hey.
How are you doing?
Doing great.
That's good. I have a question. I was wondering, you're talking about how you want to know why girls don't leave if they're so pissed at the guys all the time.
Right.
How come, like, wouldn't you just leave if you're so pissed at the girl?
Well, two problems with that, okay? In my case, I own my house.
Okay.
I'm never leaving.
Right. Tell
Ever.
her to get out.
Well, yeah, but the point is, telling a woman to get out doesn't mean she will.
Right.
I mean, I've had women who are in complete denial about this when I say, you know what, I can't take this anymore. I can't do this anymore. I want you to go. I can't be in this relationship anymore. And I've had women stay there for months, even years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they just think, well, maybe if I clean the house a little better, if I cook a little more, maybe if I, you know. But,
right. I know girls, they try to change the guy.
Yeah, but I'm not going to change. I'm not going to.
But then you wonder why they, like, were with you in the first place then.
Right. I mean, the problem guys have is that they let chicks move in too easily. And the result is they've got leases together or they buy a house together, which is really stupid because if the relationship doesn't work out, who leaves?
Right.
And then the person who leaves, generally, like if I buy a house with somebody, so I'm paying for this house and you're living in it, that doesn't make any sense.
But how come you can't figure out that she's that nagging type before you let her move in?
Many women are not the nagging type until they move in, and the reason is because they're trying to get you in to either signing the marital contract or they want to get their keys to your house.
They're tricky like that, huh?
Well, they use sex as a loss leader. I told you about the one woman I was with who, after I married her, told me, you know, I never really did like sex in the morning.
Really?
Yes.
You're like, thanks for letting me know.
This is after I married her. So, in other words, she was doing it all the time.
Right.
Once she had my name on the dotted line, then she told me she didn't really like it. Hey, I say if you didn't really like it, you should have left.
Right.
But no, she wanted to be with me.
Right.
Because I make good money and I'm who I am and blah, blah, blah. Or she's going to change me.
Really care about you.
Or the other possibility is simply that she thought I would change, you know. Well, you know, if I say I don't like sex in the morning, maybe you'll just stop trying, okay? Or maybe if I just go, hey, here I am, I'll just go limp, do whatever you want. Maybe you'll finally get sick of it and stop doing it.
Right.
I mean, this is how women try to manipulate men.
Mm-hmm. Well, it kind of works both ways, though. You know?
How so?
Because guys can do that to girls, too, you know?
Well, then I would say to say shut up or get out.
Good point. So it goes both ways.
Yeah.
So we can tell the guy to shut up or get out, too.
Well, you can. But generally, we're paying most of the bills, so generally women don't.
Yeah. But
the last time a woman, by the way, the last time a woman kicked me out,
right.
I was 24 years old.
Mm-hmm. How old are you now?
49.
49.
Right. But
that's such a huge stereotype to think that all girls are only with you because of your money.
Oh, no, I don't believe they're all with me for my money. What I'm saying is that, you know, if you're that upset with the way I am, I can't think of a reason why you wouldn't leave.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe she really cares about you.
But again, you care about me, but I do everything wrong. I'm always wrong. Wrong.
Yeah.
If I'm wrong all the time, maybe I'm the wrong guy, too.
Right. Good point.
If I'm so wrong, then staying here is wrong, too.
Yeah. But relationship works both ways, so what about maybe trying to meet her in the... I mean, I know you're saying...
I don't know. I completely disagree with that. The more you have to compromise, the more likely it is you've gotten with the wrong person.
Right, but if it's one person always trying to make the other one happy, you know, like if she's always trying to make you happy and you're just sitting on your butt or whatever, you know.
Again, I'm done living with people. I'm done with that. I have no need for that.
Together?
What's that?
What if you're not living together even?
But my point is then nobody gets into that situation where they end up staying with somebody. Because
so you're talking about just like specifically living together, not being in a relationship, just specifically living together?
Well, I'm talking about living together or being married.
Right.
Now, of course, it's a lot. It's more of a moot point if you're in a relationship that is, you live at your own place and he lives at his own place. It's a moot point because you can just stop taking the other person's calls.
Right. You can start avoiding them.
Right.
That sucks.
When they live with you, you suddenly have to deal with them.
Yeah.
And when you have to deal with them, again, this is who I am. And by the way, I'm always very upfront about it. You know what? I'm never the most romantic guy. I'm never the guy who spends a lot of money or buys flowers or constantly. I've never been that guy.
Well, that's good that you let the girl know that from the start, because then she can't expect it later.
Well, not only that, I have a radio show. There's 3.5 million people who know how I am.
I know, and you probably...
And any woman who's met me who doesn't know what I do, they eventually tune in. They find out what I do. They find out how I feel, what I think, how I act. Anybody who jumps in after that is shut up or get out. Shut up or get out.
Mm-hmm. You're so harsh to women, though.
I'm honest, dear. It's called honesty.
But what about those girls that are out there that are really, like, honestly sweet and they really care about you?
Then don't complain. Enjoy basking in my aura.
Good point.
If you feel the need to complain about me, it's time to go.
Do you think that every girl complains, or do you really think that there could be some girl out there for you that won't complain?
I've been with women who have not complained. I have.
You have?
Yes, I've been with women who are very easy to be with.
Mm-hmm.
Other reasons we broke up are not that.
Yeah. So you're not saying that, like, every woman in the entire world is like about every man?
I don't believe that. I'm just amazed at how many are like that.
Yeah.
I might add, by the way, that most of the women who weren't like that didn't live with me. I dated them. They had their own place, their own job, their own money.
Right.
So they didn't feel the need to constantly tell me how wrong I was.
Right.
I have literally been with women. I don't know. Do you have a boyfriend?
I do.
You do? Okay. Do you do most of the cooking if you ever spend time at home?
Actually, he does. He makes steaks for me all the time.
There we go. Well, that's not the usual deal, okay? In most cases, the guy doesn't do a lot of cooking. Okay.
Right.
So imagine now you're one of those relationships where you're doing all the cooking and your boyfriend doesn't do anything. And one day he gets up and he says, you know what? I'm going to make pancakes. It's Saturday morning. I'm going to make them for you.
I say that?
No. I say that to you. I'm going to make pancakes for you. Now, you would love that, wouldn't you?
I would.
Listen, I was with a woman who would then monitor what I was doing. She would follow me into the kitchen and then say, you don't need to use a pan that big.
Yeah.
Why are you greasing the pan with butter? Why don't you use Pam?
Because she thinks she can do it better.
No. That's what she asked me. The point is, you know what? I got up and I'm making breakfast. Shut up. Shut up.
Yeah.
You don't have to eat it. Just shut up and let me enjoy this moment of making something on the oven, okay, on the stove. Shut up.
Well, maybe if you said, okay, go back to bed, sweetie, I'm going to bring you something, she wouldn't nag you as much.
Dear, again, I don't want to have to walk on eggshells all the time. I'm not that kind of guy.
Walking on eggshells.
That's walking on eggshells. Ooh, I have to treat her so I have to say certain things in a certain tone of voice, certain way, or otherwise she's going to come up and harass me. Right. I don't want to have to manage other people's behavior. I don't want to have to do it.
No, I'm not saying, but like if you truly cared about her, then that would just reflect through it, and then...
I never told her whether I would bring her the food or not. I just said, I'm going to make breakfast. That's all I
totally
said.
know what you mean. My mom's kind of like that sometimes, where she doesn't trust my dad in the kitchen.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what. Just make every meal for me, and then it'll never be an issue.
Yeah.
You tell me, honey, you put that pan down, I'll make the pancakes, and then I'll never say a word. I'll be perfectly happy to have you do it 100% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what I'm talking about. You try to do something nice, and then the person starts making it miserable by standing over your shoulder and micromanaging every move you make.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
I've now lost interest in eating. I've lost interest in finishing this project. I've lost interest in the whole thing. Shut up or get out.
Yeah, but why don't you just leave? Tell her to get out.
Again.
Because then you said,
dear, I'm telling you, it's not just any one woman. It's been more than one that I say, time to go, I'm done, and they don't go.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do then? What do you do then?
Then you say...
change the locks, run the risk they're going to call 911. I mean, what do you do?
Right.
That's why I'm telling you, I am done.
Women,
I'm telling you, women are not getting the key to my place anymore. It's done. I'm finished.
That's smart.
You know what? I can have relationships with people, and then when I'm done, go home. Mm-hmm. And believe me, if I go to a woman's apartment and tell her I'm going to make pancakes, she's going to be thrilled.
I think you just need to fall in love with someone, Dom.
Dear, I've done that.
Obviously not, because if it was true love...
The reason I'm so angry, dear, is because I did fall in love, and there's been a knife in my heart 100 times.
Tom. Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM.
Life is not running around the circle of your penis.
Actually, it is.
No, I don't think so.
It's the Tom Leykis Show.